probably a third level to where like you're getting it to where you're doing it competitively. So with the 2 different levels, you guys can choose really which one you want to kind of shoot after today. Well, let's talk about just kind of basic things. Number one, a common thing is like how high should I roll with my damper, right? The fan control over here. Really, I find that like back in the day when I started CrossFitting, it was like 10. Everybody rows at 10. That's what we do. But then we learned that that's not necessarily the best use of your time if we're trying to get more fit, right? So really, I think most of my guys, you guys should be somewhere between like 6 and 9, right? That's what I found. Like I personally row at a 7, and I'm an okay rower, right? In between 6 and 9 is usually going to work pretty well for me. A lot of my ladies, somewhere between like a 4 and an 8 is typically a good place for you to be at, right? And obviously the easier it is to pull out, the less far you're going to go, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to kind of play that fine line, okay? Now, that being out of the way, let's talk about getting in and out of the rower, okay? Obviously, you can set the slides to wherever you want, but the thing to remember, like most people get stuck in the rower. A basic way to think about getting in is when you get inside of these straps, the bottom of your shoe actually slides into that little hole on the kind of the kick pad here, okay? So if you think about when you're getting out, right, I'm tied down pretty good. I like to pull my toes back against the straps, push down on the tabs, and then I lift my foot up and I come out of it. All right? So again, you're rowing, you're done, life's good, pull back, tabs down, and you can step up and then out of the tab. Make sense there? Okay, so let's talk about basic rowing technique. The thing you gotta remember about the rower, the only time you're going anywhere is when you're pulling the handle out, right? A lot of times you'll see somebody that'll pull really hard out and they'll race in really fast, and you'll actually hear the chain slacking and like slapping against the machine. A lot of times that also means that you're losing friction inside of the fan wheel as well. So the way to think about this, number one, a lot like everything we do where we're pulling, back as flat as you can get it, as upright a position as possible while still hinging in. You drive off really hard with your legs first, arms second, lean, and then return, lean, arms in, right? Legs, and then I usually relax on the way in. A lot of times you'll see people carve their legs down. The best way to go is to go straight in. Drive off, control. And notice I'm not like letting the chain loose slack, right? Now, at the most advanced way to think about this, you could think about keeping your heels down the entire time, creating maximum tension in your hips, reaching in with the most flat back possible, and then keeping your lean, and then leaning back and pulling at the same time. If you want to get a little bit more advanced with it. Basic technique is just legs, arms, arms, legs. Legs, arms, arms, legs. A lot of times if you've done any sort of sprinting on the rower and you say your biceps are getting tired, it usually means that you're using your arms a lot. Making sense? Okay, so legs, arms, legs, back nice and flat. Don't get stuck in the rower. If you guys have any questions on that, feel free to grab me.